And the waterfall of bad news is going to get, it's going to accelerate before it starts to dry up. That's called bending the curve. That's called flattening the curve. There was some good news in the press conference yesterday. In fact, let me play you the very best piece of news. Tone is changing in the United States. Here is Governor Andrew Cuomo and a New York presser yesterday. Remember, this is a Democrat is one of the president's fiercest critics, and a Democrat about whom the president said nice things at the task force press conference in the White House yesterday. Here's New York Democratic Governor Andrew Cuomo, cut number one.
I think the president was 100% sincere in saying that he wanted to work together in partnership, in a spirit of cooperation. He has taken evidence that his team has been on it. I know a team when they're on it, and I know a team when they're not on it. His team is on it. They've been responsive late at night, early in the morning, and they've thus far been doing everything that they can do, and I want to say thank you, and I want to say that I appreciate it.
And by the way, that he repeated that line even when he went into typically blue territory. He went to MSNBC on to Rachel Maddow's show and had an exchange, Governor Cuomo did, that reemphasized this. It is cut number 32.
And on that regard, I've been talking to President Trump. We're working in partnership, and he has activated the federal government. We're looking at the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to come in and help us build and construct, FEMA to help us come in with emergency supplies. But that's the third strategy, if you will, build new beds in 45 days, if that's even possible.
And, Governor, just to be clear, in terms of your partnership, as you described it with President Trump, there's obviously been friction there. There always is, even in normal political times, between state and federal leaders at times like this. Do you feel that you're working constructively with the federal government now, with that kind of urgent planning process that you're talking about right now for getting those things built in a matter of weeks? Do you feel like you and the federal government are rowing in the same direction?
I think it's fair to say, Rachel, that my relationship with the president went beyond mere state-federal institutional frictions. We've had significant differences. There is no doubt about that. And I have for many years, and I've been very outspoken about it, as has he. But I had a very good conversation with the president where I said, look, forget Democrat, Republican. We're Americans, and we're talking about life and death. And we're going to have a tragedy in this state. We have the highest number of cases in the United States. We're going to have a real tragedy where people die because they couldn't get the right health care. And I need the help of the federal government. I need that partnership. I'm a former cabinet secretary in the Clinton administration. I was Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. I did disasters all across the country. I know the potential of the federal government, and we need it here. And I said, I put out my hand in partnership. I want to work with you. I'll be a good partner. I need your help. Let's do what we were elected to do. Let's fulfill our constitutional duty. And the president said yes. I believe he's sincere, more than just belief. He has acted on it, Rachel. I spoke to the Secretary of Defense today. I got a call from the White House team late last night, early this morning. I have the Army Corps of Engineers coming in here tomorrow. So I believe he's doing what he has to do, and I respect him for it. I respect
Andrew Cuomo for that statement more than I actually take such great hopefulness from that. I also got a clue from CNN yesterday, and my old friend and colleague on the debate stage, Dana Bash, is on CNN, which is, pretty anti-Trump. Dana Bash said this yesterday on CNN, cut number 16.
I mean, look, this is just coming back to where this conversation started after the press conference. I hear what Sanjay is saying about Tony Fauci giving, a little bit more wiggle room than others. But if you look at the big picture, this was remarkable from the President of the United States. This is a nonpartisan. This is an important thing to note and to applaud from an American standpoint, from a human standpoint. He is being the kind of leader that people need, at least in tone today and yesterday, in tone that people need and want and yearn for in times of crisis and uncertainty.
That's really quite remarkable for the courage. Dana always knows what's going on. She's one of the best journalists I've ever worked with, as is Jake Tapper, Chuck Todd. I know you people sometimes get upset with my Beltway friends, but they're great journalists, and Dana Bash just proved it. That generated so much backlash against her. God bless Dana. And what I think I see moving yesterday, though it's hard to detect, is that we're going to 9/11 footing, and that's really good. Now it's going to be another crazy day in the markets overseas. Let me do a market report. This is brought to you, by the way, by Birch Gold. And if there's ever a time to diversify, if you had bonds in your portfolio and they've gone up, you might want to move some of those immediately into gold because it's a great price point to get in. Go to Hugh.